guy just spent 10 minutes talking to the video, and it wasn't even recording.
I pressed the button. Your iPhone's dumb. Why's your iPhone so dumb?
That made my night. I was having a very frustrating night and day. That made my day.
So let's talk about this video and how we've gotten to this point.
So I'm actually doing a special Mother's Day edition. This is not a continuation of our quarantine series. So I wanted to do something special for the moms.
There's moms that are in quarantine that are about to tear their hair out.
Yeah, right. So my point was, the whole reason of doing this is because there's so many moms that are probably, well, it's Mother's Day. And
Right.
there's so many moms just on all different levels, and everybody's, got their own motherhood journey. And so some people it's a video for words of encouragement, basically. And to give a shout out to the Mother's Day.
So I watched her first video.
And it was awful. It was awful.
I think she said, probably
A bunch of times.
400 times.
Too many
I don't know. And I didn't say anything because I didn't want to say, babe, that's El Poo-Poo. But I kind of looked
That's
at
why
her.
I have him.
Just said, baby, I think you can do better. You're better than this.
Yeah. So.
There was some rambling.
Yeah.
More so than
Too
normal
much.
because we like to ramble quite a bit.
Yeah.
So Tiff has, she's done tons and tons of minutes working on this Bible study. So she wants to talk about some stories that really touched her heart and some examples of some struggles that moms have today.
Yeah.
And so let's get started.
Yeah.
Want to?
So most of you guys may know or may not know that we faced infertility. And so this is my first Mother's Day, and I have no idea how to process it.
It is so weird, looking at this baby, you're like, this is ours.
Yeah.
We've had this thing for 6 months, and it's still, I mean, it's amazing. It's a good, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
But it's still, I can't believe how much we're still having to process it,
Yeah, I don't know how to process it. I don't know who I am, really. I'm still trying to discover me as a mom and trying to do my best to be the mom that I can be for him. And, so, and I'll put I'll put the link to our story in the description. I wrote a blog about it, so this is a long story.
Did you tell them we did IVF, right?
I guess, we did IVF, so.
We tried everything under the sun.
Yeah.
And then I finally told Tiff, I said, you see all these gray hairs, you see this going on, you see that going on.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah.
And so we did. We did it.
It's scary, so. But we
scary.
have always said that people that face infertility, we don't know how they do it without faith. Faith really pulls you through this journey because it is a hard journey. It's hard. So, but I want to start off with our mothers and women in the Bible that faced infertility, because back in the days, they didn't have IVF back in the Bible days. And I just can't imagine, they were older. All these women were older in the Bible. So I want to start off with Sarah. She's one of the older ones. She was unable to bear children, but she had a son named Isaac at 90 years old.
90 years old. Can you imagine?
And that's what she did. She laughed. She laughed.
Yeah, I think I would laugh too.
Yeah. When she so God wanted to fulfill his promise. He did. She laughed about it. And then the funny thing is, you know what Isaac means? The name Isaac means?
What's the name Isaac mean?
It means he laughs.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Ironic. Yeah.
I like that name now.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's for happy people.
Yeah. So that's in Genesis 18, if you want to read more about Sarah's husband, Abraham.
Keep rocking, baby.
Yeah. So Rebecca is the next mom who faced infertility for a long time, but her faith was richly rewarded for her faith in God's plan, because he had a plan for her life, just like he has a plan for everybody's life. She married Isaac, the guy we were just talking about. They were unable to...
There's something in the genetics.
Yeah, maybe.
You think so?
Maybe.
There's something going on, the faulty sperm. I don't know. I'm just going to say it. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, a lot of times you don't even know, like we could never really know if it was me or him, so we just never, and there was no blaming. You can't blame anybody in infertility, especially when it's unexplained. So You need to support each other.
Well, you shouldn't blame anybody regardless, even if it is explained, you goof.
Yeah. So in Genesis 25:21, they had twins. Rebecca and Isaac had twins. And their twins were rivals. So they were against each other.
Can I just say that they were 60?
Yeah, they were 60. Well, Isaac was 60.
And you had a baby when you were 38?
Yeah.
Elena?
Yeah, 38. Yeah. So it's like, we think we're old, but man, these people are older, way older. So I probably would have felt the same way in a lot of these cases. The next sweet woman is Elizabeth. She's Mary's cousin. Mary's Jesus' mother. She was Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist. She was unable to have children. I didn't know this, but she was unable to have children for a long time too. And she faced infertility. But she believed in miracles. She was so strong in her faith. She knew that this miracle was going to happen. And that's in Luke 1.
Isn't that crazy? Just somebody that has such a strong belief in, like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I think everybody knows somebody in their family like that. Yeah. Somebody that is kind of a prayer warrior. Somebody that's going to be like, I'll take care of this. And I just love it. I just love how it's like, let me take the reins. I'll take care of this. Let me pray about it. It's going to happen. It's like, okay.
But her husband, Zechariah, not so much. He did not believe it. In fact, he was muted or silenced. So if you ever hear about the guy that was muted or silenced in the Bible, it was Zechariah. It was Elizabeth's husband, because he did not believe it.
These
not
are
believe it
big
was going to
details,
happen.
baby.
So then,
is this a 30-minute?
Yeah. So then my favorite is Hannah. Hannah resembles probably the women facing infertility today. She experienced so much emotion, like anger. She was so upset that she couldn't even eat. And so she cried out to God and even made a vow to him, saying that if you give me a son, I will bring him back to you. Like, I will give him up to you. So she just, and
She's
that
on
happened.
a roller coaster.
Yeah, she had a son named Samuel. And guess what Samuel means?
Means given to God.
Asked of God or heard by God.
Oh.
This is exactly what she did. She asked, God heard her crying. She cried out to him. So Mom, don't be afraid to cry out to God, because he is there and he will help you. So, but then after she had him, she prayed and she rejoiced. And her words verbatim, my heart rejoices in the Lord. The Lord has made me strong. Now I have an answer for my enemies. I rejoice because you rescued me. That is in 1 Samuel 2:2. So, those are the women.
You love that one. Of those stories, which one do you dig the most?
I really like Hannah because she resembles mostly the women today. I feel like. I think a lot of us could relate with her probably.
But with us, I mean, we had a little bit different app.
We
just thought if we didn't have a baby, we'd just go on extra vacations.
Or we could get another dog. We said we could.
No, I don't know. You said you get another dog. I don't know about me.
Yeah. So, but we were okay either way because we knew God had a plan for our life, and because of that, we had strong faith in Him that whatever the outcome was, we were going to go with it.
Absolutely.
So we took it day by day. So now we're going to talk about the women who lost children, whether you've lost children through miscarriage or you've lost children to illness or disasters or even violence. I can't even wrap my head around that. Like, I pray for you women. I am just going to pray for you all. It's just the best I can do, because I would do anything to take away that pain from somebody, because I can't imagine that pain. But we're going to talk about
Two women in the Bible this happened to.
Eve is the very first mother in the Bible. She is like basically the mother of procreation. And she had two children, and her two sons, Cain and Abel. You probably heard the story that Cain killed Abel, and she had to deal with a son being violent and a son that died to violence. And so, I can't imagine that. So the next one is Mary. Mary is the mother of Jesus. We all know about the story of Jesus and Mary. And
dying on the cross. Could you imagine watching him die on the cross and being helpless at the same time?
And he's so innocent. There's so many children today that die from innocence, and it's just like,
that's rough.
So it's tough. Yeah. So I just pray for strength, for peace, and just know that God will never leave you, never forsake you. He will never abandon you. He's there for you.
Yep.
So reach out to Him, cry out to Him. I'm praying for you. So. All right, so women who sacrifice and trust in God.
By the way, you know that we're looking over here? And we're like, so, what's next on the agenda? If I ever was an actor or ever had to do a commercial, I would be that guy. Like reading the entire thing. But the truth is, we had so many things we wanted to talk about. I said, Tiff, if we don't write it down, we'll never get to it. Or we're going to say, a billion times, Well,
and I worked on this for a long time, so I put all of this together, and I am just so excited to share these stories with you women, so, and mothers, basically. Okay, so the first woman who sacrificed and trusted God wholeheartedly is Jochebed. She is Moses' mother. And back in the days, the Hebrew boys were going to be killed because the king didn't want to be outruled by another boy, a male. Let's just face it. Right. So she hid Moses for 3 months and held on to him until she realized, I can't do this anymore. So she wanted the best for him. She did not want him killed. So she made a basket, put
in the
tar
basket,
in it.
down the stream.
The
you
river.
guys know the story.
Then the Pharaoh picked him up. The Pharaoh actually adopted him later and named him Moses. And
is that the first adoption in the Bible, you think?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. So that reminds me, this story makes me think of all the moms who are adopting kids, all the moms who are fostering kids, and even the moms who are giving the children to adopt because they want the best for their child, right. Or maybe they just are unable to provide for that child and they want to be able to give that child the best life that they can have. And maybe they're wanting the other option. They didn't want, they just wanted that option to be available.
And with adoption, you just never know. I mean, they could grow up to be Moses, like a Moses.
And God had a plan for him, a big plan, like a big mission. Like Moses had a lot going on for his life. So Moses means give birth. So that was a really cool meaning for that.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. But go ahead. I was like trying to process. Moses' name means
birth. Give birth.
Give birth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's in Exodus 2. All right. So now let's talk about the modern day moms. It is exhausting. We are exhausted moms, the modern day mom. There's a lot going on in our lives.
You're dealing with COVID. Kids are out of school. You're trying to make sure they do schoolwork. Maybe
you're
working from home.
Further into that. So there's moms that are facing serious challenges right now. I don't even know what those challenges are, but I know there's some moms that are really struggling, trying to deal with those challenges, plus taking care of the children. And then there's moms that are single moms that maybe have 4 kids and just doing it all on their own. Maybe there's some of us moms that are so exhausted when new moms don't know what to do.
Maybe they're exhausted because their dog constantly wants to be in their lap and whines whenever they can't get to them.
Yeah.
There's that.
What our dog's doing right now.
Oh.
So I just want you guys to know that when I went on a run the other day, I discovered something about myself, that I think so much about other people and pray for other people so much and ask for prayer requests, but it's okay to pray for yourself. So I realized I need to pray for myself because I want to be the best mom that I can be for my son. And I encourage...
It's a mom attribute.
Yeah, I encourage you, mom, to do that. Like, just pray for yourself and cry out to God. There's nothing wrong with crying out. And take care of yourself, We constantly give selflessly and we never really think about our own needs. So, but the other thing too is being a part of support groups and mom groups. That's really helpful. And even having supported, family members like spouses or mothers, your parents, your brothers or sisters, or your dog.
Let's wrap it up, baby.
So anyway, this video is to provide lots of words of encouragement. Yeah. So I want to read the verse to close it up for tonight.
And it's a good one.
Colossians 1:11 through 14. So I want to end it by saying, this is for all the moms that I was just talking about. Lincoln, stop. Nope. We also pray that you will be strengthened with all his glorious power, so you will have all the endurance, patience you need. May you be filled with joy, always thanking the Father. He has enabled you to share in the inheritance that belongs to his people who live in the light, for he has rescued us from the kingdom of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of his dear Son, who purchased our freedom and forgave our sins. Such a powerful verse. And then I want to end it by saying that, God may have some delays, and that's just to remind us that we need to see our children as gifts, and especially for those, that we faced infertility, they're a blessing, and we definitely don't want to take them for granted. And if you're childless, your home can be filled with devotion and joy and love. And I know so many who are amazing fur babies too. We got one. And there is no shame in not having children. So we are all loved, and we all have love to give in different ways. So we want to tell you Happy Mother's Day.